Hey, on this snowy, crazy Wednesday evening in February, too much snow and too many snowstorms. Give me 2 minutes, maybe three. As a bit of a tease, I've got a video sermon coming out this coming Sunday, but even ahead of that, in this broader sense of what I want to think about such amazing good things, give me 2 minutes to tease that video in a bigger way. Again, this isn't something that you negotiate or contract with or really come to understand this bigger truth in the universe, this bigger truth with God. This Richard Rohr book of falling upward has kind of brought me to this place that at this place of falling down and reaching the bottom, from the bottom that there's a new understanding of what God is up to, what the universe is up to. And here's the simple truth, that the more that you give up resentment and unforgiveness and bitterness, that the more that you give up anger, that the more you give up even a sense of needing control of your own life. And this is really hard. The first part of life is doing those things, of setting a course and having control and making decisions. And again, I'm not saying that I want you to be, or that the universe wants you to be aimless or pointless or directionless, but that you set yourself in a direction, but then you give up the need to control once you face that good direction, that you give up the need even to control or force any good thing, because all of those things, bitterness and resentment and unforgiveness and anger and even control, constricts life, constricts the possibilities of life, limits life. And the minute that you empty yourselves of those things, a need to control those things, a need to control what tomorrow will bring, it allows, in the midst of this vacuum, the universe, or I believe, God hates a vacuum. God abhors a vacuum like nature abhors a vacuum. And so then in that vacuum, in that emptiness, all sorts of grace and all sorts of kindness rushes in, because where God fills a vacuum and an emptiness, God always brings grace. This coming Sunday's Sermon on the Plain in Luke 6, that Jesus wants to say that God brings this kindness, and the more that we give kindness, the more space that we allow for kindness to be in us. And so this friend of mine who teaches meditation, she says that the more that you allow this emptiness, that you empty yourself of these things, anger, resentment, bitterness, control, the more that you make room for your eyes, if you allow it, she says, your eyes to see it, your heart, it opens your heart to feel it, and that you get to sit at the table and taste it. And at that point, you offer life back to life. I want you to hear the goodness of that. That when you let go of even what we feel is good control, a need for forcing things to happen, it allows us to open our eyes to see life and grace and kindness. It opens my heart to feel it, and that we get to sit at the table and simply taste it. And then we give life back to life. See, Luke chapter 6, Jesus says, life is granted you. Life is a gift. You didn't make your life. You don't force your life. You don't create your life. And once you realize that, then we don't have to respond with anything but kindness and forgiveness. And when we do that, we make more space in us, in our own life, for the kindness of our God, for the kindness of the universe that comes crashing with grace upon grace upon grace, pressed down a good measure, like waves, wave after wave after wave after wave that crashes on the shore. Okay, I've taken 4 minutes. A bit of a tease, but something to think about, to empty your life purposefully, intentionally, and to come to the place that you simply appreciate in that emptiness the universe, because the universe belongs to God, abhors that vacuum and will fill that space with an unimaginable grace. Thanks.